Don Callis wants New Japan Pro Wrestling buzz for Impact Wrestling. Alexis Carrillo here, back with some more wrestling talk content on the Alexis Carrillo brand YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any wrestling talk content in the future. And a few days ago, Don Callis spoke to Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and being that, it's a long interview, he said tons of stuff, but I'm going to give you the main gist of this particular video and what this video is based about. And simply, it's about Don Callis, the Executive Vice President of Impact Wrestling, wanting to gain exposure and momentum for Impact Wrestling, wanting to insert some buzz into the company, and if at all possible, the same kind of buzz that New Japan Pro Wrestling wants, or New Japan Pro Wrestling has. And, his steps towards doing this is by introducing new talent like Brian Cage, like Desmond Xavier, and all these new young talent, like Su Yung, for example, introducing all of these new types of talent, but also, not insulting the intelligence of the fans and booking the shows in a logical manner. And, finally, obviously having logical storylines and having more action. That's basically the gist of the main topic of this video. You can obviously look up the interview from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, where Don Callis, gives you the full quotes and everything he said in terms of that. But, about these quotes, this gets me excited in a way, because as you all know, I am an Impact Wrestling fan. And being that Don Callis wants to take Impact Wrestling to the level that New Japan Pro Wrestling is right now, it excites me. That excites me very much. Now, can they? It's going to take some time. For example, he said that he expects to be close or be nearing that kind of level of excitement by the fall of this year, or by the end of this year. I think it's going to take a little more time than that, simply because fans, most importantly the internet wrestling community, are very, very adamant against Impact Wrestling. In some respects, you might say hating Roman Reigns is their number one goal, but a close number two is, no matter what Impact Wrestling does or lacks doing, Impact Wrestling, we gotta hate it. That's kind of like the narrative that the IWC follows by these days. But, like I said, going back to my first statement that this is exciting news, simply because I am an Impact Wrestling fan. I've been an Impact Wrestling fan since 2009, when back then it was clear that then TNA Wrestling, it was clear that they were the number 2 in the pro wrestling business. Now keep in mind, ever since 2001, the number 2 company in the pro wrestling industry has been kind of like the number 10 versus WWE's firm number 1 position. Even in today's current landscape, New Japan Pro Wrestling, which many fans assume as the number 2 global pro wrestling company, is still light years away from WWE and never getting that kind of exposure. So I want to get Impact Wrestling, I'm not going to get them there, but, I want them to get back to that number 2 position. I want them to regain their footing, because I think Impact Wrestling, with all their faults, with all their mistakes, I think they have the most potential of becoming that alternative to WWE. Because New Japan Pro Wrestling is a foreign company, it's a foreign market. Most casual fans are not gonna want to watch Japanese wrestling in Japan. They are mostly inclined to watching American content. And Ring of Honor is just, I just don't feel it as a viable alternative being that it's pure wrestling, no storylines, no storytelling, nothing like that pretty much. It's mostly wrestling. So you know, those are my thoughts from Don Callis' quotes. I think it's going to take him some time to get some buzz into the Impact Wrestling product. I hope he does. I hope he gets Impact Wrestling succeeding very soon, because I would love for Impact Wrestling to be that number 2 company again. But that's my take. Those are my thoughts on Impact Wrestling. Love to hear your thoughts on if you would prefer Impact Wrestling to be number 2. Would you prefer Impact Wrestling to stay where it is? Do you think Impact Wrestling can reach New Japan Pro Wrestling success and buzz? Or do you think Impact Wrestling's ship has sailed? Leave a comment below. That's it for me. Till next time.